Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't done so, why don't you hit the subscribe button for us? It really does help. Do you have an Xbox One that starts to boot and the screen goes blank and you have the dreaded black screen of death or black screen of doom, whichever one you want to call it? Well, it's not the end of the world and it's really not that hard to get up and running again. So, if you stick around, we'll show you how to get it done. On the bench today, this is kind of a quick one. This one just had come in for repairs. As you can see here, it says HDMI issues. So the owner said that they thought it actually had a bad HDMI port. The video was intermittent. So of course, that's the first thing I look at is, I'll grab a loop or put it under the microscope and take a peek at that HDMI port. But I hooked it up and booted it and video seemed fine. And then the screen went blank. But our Xbox is still on. So I decided to make this video because I couldn't find a current one. So this Xbox is actually experiencing the black screen of death or black screen of doom or whatever you want to call it. This is actually on. And as you can see here, our monitor doesn't show a no signal condition. It's just a black screen. So that's the difference. If you get something that's saying no HDMI or it's coming back and going into other modes, that's a different story. So one way to check, now even though it was blank, I was able to bind the test controller I keep on the bench. But if you do a long press on your controller, you get a menu. So obviously this is outputting, but the OS is corrupt. So we're going to do a couple things. The first thing I actually tried before I decided to turn on the cameras is I went ahead and put it in low res mode, which is why this looks a little squatty and a little strange, because it's actually in 480 right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the console and we're going to try to get this into the safe mode. And we're going to either try to rebuild the database or just go ahead and do an update. So we're going to turn it off from here. And we'll see if we can get it in a safe mode. And what we're going to do on the fat one, we're going to wait until it's totally powered down. I can still hear the hard drive crunching, so we'll just take another second. We're going to touch our power button, and then we're going to hold our eject and our bind button. And hopefully we can get it to come up into a reset mode. We're listening for a second beep. This one's not letting us in. All right, we didn't receive the second beep, so we're going to do a force power off. We're going to hold our power button until we know it's powered down. Like that. Now we're going to do the same thing. Where's our bind button? There it is. There's our second beep. And here's our troubleshooting menu. Okay, from this point, we can do a few things. We can try the update or we can just reset the Xbox. So let's go ahead and reset it. We're going to keep all the games and apps. We'll see what happens.
A little longer than a few minutes later. Eventually.
Okay, normally we don't get this screen when we do the reset. This looks like it may have crashed during a wipe. So we're just going to go ahead and see what we've got here. We're going to go ahead and turn on our controller. And yeah, it's in the middle of a reset. So unfortunately, this looks a little different. If you try this method, what's going to happen is it will come back, when it finally comes back to being on, it's going to come back to your normal screen or your normal window. This is obviously our base setup. I'm going to have to put my test account in here so we can get to our basic splash screen, and I'll be right back. So far, so good. And there we go. All right, I know that was the long way around, but hopefully, hopefully that will show you how to get past the black screen of death. If you know you need an update, go ahead and do your update. But all you have to do is normally go in, hold the, hit the button, make sure it's off. Tap the power button, hold the eject and the link button until you get the second beep. Once you get the second beep, let off, you'll get into the menu, you'll go down, basically refresh the system, keeping your games and settings. And normally you wouldn't go through a setup, you'd come into this. As you can see, we're up here with the PGA Game Fix account, which is nothing more than a test account for these Xboxes when I have to wipe them or set them up. But as you can see, there were no mechanical issues, no HDMI, retimer chip issues with our Xbox. It was simply black screen of death. But it's easy to get around. And if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and write them down below. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for us because it really does help us out. And we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks.